Guys, you know me, I like to give all knives a fair shot, but we're not doing that this time. What you see on the screen in front of you is the Gerber 31 Sumo. And the reason you're looking at it that way is because I don't want to hold it anymore, so I'm not going to touch it through the rest of the intro. So, guys, let's turn this around and see if maybe I might be able to find a single only one redeeming quality about this knife. I doubt it. Guys, it is very rare that I have a knife that is this bad. This is not going to be a long video. This is possibly the worst knife I've seen on the channel. I've seen a lot of garbage knives like this is, well, I take that back. The stuff that I got from Cutlery Corner Network, those Elite Edge, those are gag knives. Those are like $3 knives. This knife is not in that category. This is a knife from a well-known maker. And it's so bad that I honestly can't say anything good about this knife. So we're gonna take a look at it. I'll show you some size comparisons because it's just what we do so you can see it. But this thing is, it has no real redeeming qualities. So let's go ahead and get set up for some size comparison. So this is not a little knife. So your first size comparison is the Spyderco Police, a much, much better knife. So you can see this is a relatively large knife. Your next knife's gonna be my OG in-house build Ferrum Forge Mordax. Also not a small knife. So you can see this is a relatively large knife. And our final knife for comparison, as always, is the Chris Reeve Sebenza, a knife that most knife folks are going to know. That's a large 21, not a small Sebenza. So yeah, it's not a little knife. Let's get this out of the way because I don't want to contaminate my good knives with this. So let's go ahead and get this off to the side and talk about what I think is possibly the worst knife from a well-known company. This is the Gerber 31 Sumo. It is in 7CR, I believe. Let me see here. What did Jared say? Yeah, 7CR 17 MOV, which is not a good steel to begin with. I think that, like Jared and I talk about it, there are some knives that like are done at a very cheap price point that can be done okay in 5CR. But 7CR, I like it even less than 5CR, really, to tell you the truth. Typically, my limit is 9CR. That's as far as I'd be willing to go into the budget realm, you know, 14C and things like that. But from a well-known company, this should not have made it to market. It is very poorly designed. None of the things on it work the way I would want it to. So first things first, the horribly ground blade is extremely, and I mean extremely thick behind the edge. It is horribly thick. You can see there with my fingers as it's horrible. The actual blade itself is ground very badly. You can see hiccups in both the edge grind, and if you look down the blade, you can see that there's hiccups. If I can get the reflection right, you can see hiccups in the primary grind as well. Here, those little dark lines are bad spots in the grind, and they're reflecting badly. The handles on this are ridiculous. They are not at all comfortable to begin with. The pocket clip is horrible. And this is one of those knives that tapers absolutely the wrong way and wants to come out of your hand. It just feels like it's coming out of your hand as you're gripping it. It uses a sliding bar lock, similar to an Axis lock. You've got the Omega springs in it like that. But it is very, very, very stiff. You can hear the gritty. It almost has, now to tell you the truth, I've never heard myself say this about an Axis bar lock, a sliding bar lock. When you open it up all the way, it has lock stick. I've never had an Axis style lock, Axis lock, sliding bar lock, any of the offerings that work this way, sliding bar lock. I've never had one that had lock stick. And so when you snap it open all the way, if you were to like flick it open, which we'll get to, listen, there's lock stick. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can definitely feel it. There's lock stick on that face. And the entire travel of that feels like there's sand or gravel. Listen to it. It feels and sounds horrible. I don't think that cam surface was at all finished. So even if you disengage, you cannot get that to do what you want with an Axis bar lock. The action on it is horrible. You have to definitely wrist flick the ever-living shit out of it. Sorry, I got nothing else to say. It is not at all made for anything. In cutting, I tried to cut with this. Like I said, you want to look at how blunt this blade is. Look at the tip on that. It is horribly thick behind the edge, poorly ground, and even with it ground as closely as it is like that, it still really doesn't have a tip, and it's very, very asymmetrical. This knife has no redeeming qualities. I really can't say anything good about this knife. It's ugly. It's big, it's heavy, it's poorly made, it's poorly ground, it's in inferior materials, and even the mechanism that they've used, which typically is a pretty decent one, you can't do anything with that lock. It doesn't want to do anything. And I tried to loosen it up. I thought maybe it just was tight. If you loosen this up, it already has blade play, even as stiff as it is now. Now, do I know that there are companies that make worse knives? Yeah, I've bought them. Hang on, let me grab one and show you. This is a horrible knife. You can hear it in the action. It sounds horrible. But I'll tell you, honest to goodness truth, this is a $5 knife. This is, hang on a second, I'll put the price up here. $50. This is $50. I could buy 2 better knives for that price, to tell you the truth. And I'm not saying like $50 knives are all garbage. This is a $5 knife. And to tell you the truth, it's more comfortable in hand, it's better ground, and it cuts better than this $50 knife. This came in a pack of 3 for $20. Gerber, what are you thinking? Like, somebody had to sit around and look at this and approve this. Someone got the prototype. Someone looked at this and held it and was like, full send, full send. Someone at Gerber is on the giggle grass. You can't tell me that this is a well thought out design or plan. Just the action, like you can't even, it's not even comfortable. Did you hear the lock stick that time? You can't even, like, it's a pain to even, there we go, lock stick on an Axis bar lock, on a sliding bar lock, Axis lock. It's Thanksgiving. I have now made myself sick. I don't think I want to eat the food that my paying subscriber, Winston Cobretti, sent me a full entire Thanksgiving meal. Jared, I blame you for this. Thanks. I hate it. How can a company that I like Gerber. They used to make some of the best knives. They were one of the best American-made knives. One of the first knives I ever issued in the military was a Gerber Gator. I had a Gerber Easy Out. I had a lot of Gerbers, and they were good quality, decently priced knives. This is a $50 knife that should have never made it through the screening process. I mean, look at the pocket clip. Everything about it is horrible. I gotta walk away from this. Guys, sorry, I had to take a break. I just couldn't look at it anymore. I'm gonna just go with, I'm not mad, Gerber. I'm just disappointed. So that's about all I've got on this. There's gonna be some B-roll at the end. It's not for your kids. It's definitely colorful language, because this has been very hard to film. So let's turn this around and do some final thoughts or something. Guys, that's it on this one. Thank goodness gracious, because it was bad. I hope you guys stick around after the scroll up, because there's going to be B-roll, because this was definitely a difficult video to shoot. This honestly is possibly the worst knife at the price point I've seen. $50. Like, what are you thinking? So I will tell you, if you do stick around for the B-roll at the end, it's not kid friendly. You may not want to be. There's some colorful use of language in it. So At any rate, guys, I hope you're having a good Thanksgiving. My food is in warming up. I'm about to end my filming day and have my Thanksgiving dinner. I hope you guys all had a lovely and happy Thanksgiving with your families. I am alone. It's fine. I'm used to it. I was in the military, but I do appreciate the kindness you all have shown, especially Mr. Winston Cobretti, paying member, that had a 5-pound ham, green bean casserole, yams, and a wheel of cheese sent to my house so that I could have a Thanksgiving dinner. Be it pre-cooked, I don't care. So guys, you guys all know the deal. There's affiliate links down below. I would appreciate if you'd use them. I have a membership. I would love if you joined the membership and hung out in the Gilded server. Movie nights are always fun, but it's usually just 3 of us. I have like 60 paying members and only 2 or 3 people ever show up for movie night. Keep your eyes open for community tab posts about things like that. Yeah, I have a merchandise store on Ember shirt code, coupon code CrazySharp saves you 10%. Guys, I'm going to end this. Have a good Thanksgiving. I love you all, and I will see you in the next video. Jared, I'm upset with you. Guys, what are we looking at today? Well, we're looking at a knife that may have ruined Jared and I's friendship. I may have to write this down. I may have to write this. Guys, I might make this, I'm probably gonna use this as B-roll. This is so bad. It's hideous. It is hideously bad. It's hideously bad. I gotta write this shit down. What the fuck, Gerber? I can't put that in the video. Guys, what are we talking about today? We're gonna talk about a piece of shit. I've got knives. This is better. I can't. Why? I don't even want to do. Guys, this is the Gerber Gator. You saw the intro, and I don't even want to do this. Guys, it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while, actually, it's the first time. I just can't. Jared, I blame. As you know me, I try to be honest and to give every knife a fair shot. Very rarely is there an item that comes on the channel that has 0 redeeming qualities, but we found it. Jared was kind enough to send me the Gerber 31 Sumo. You see it on the table there. It's in my hand. I definitely feel dirty for doing this, but I have to honestly let you guys know my opinion about what is possibly the worst knife from a somewhat respected brand. I've done, as you will never know how hard this is. Guys, I've had a lot of garbage knives come into the channel, but very rarely have they been from at all even close to a respected brand. Some of them have been kitchen knives like that Husk knife. Some of them have been Cutlery Network offerings, but this one is by Gerber, and this one is bad. This is possibly the worst knife I've seen from a respected company. As you can see it, I can't even, God, is this difficult. I can't even film an intro without collapsing. It's that bad. It literally is that bad. The Cutlery Corner Network knives were better. The Elite Edge knives were better. I even gave them the extra E.